Get ready to grip the edge of your seat, Emmerdale fans, because a storm of raw emotion, explosive rage, and devastating consequences is about to rip through the Dales. At the heart of it all is the formidable matriarch of Butler's Farm, Moira Dingle. We've seen her endure heartbreak, betrayal, and financial hardship, but next week, she is pushed to a breaking point so absolute, it threatens to shatter not just her own life, but the very fabric of the Dingle clan itself. This isn't just another village drama, this is a story about a mother's primal instinct, a family's loyalty tested by fire, and a single moment of fury that could cost her everything. Picture this, the windswept fields of Butler's Farm, a place that is more than just land and livestock to Moira. It's her soul, her sanctuary, the legacy she has fought tooth and nail to protect. But a dark cloud hangs over it in the form of the Tate Empire. The pressure is mounting, a relentless financial squeeze that feels like a vice tightening around her heart. A hefty fine from a recent slurry leak has left her vulnerable, a fact that the calculating Joe Tate is all too aware of. He sees Butler's not as a home, but as a prize, another jewel for the Tate crown. He's confident, arrogant, and circles like a shark that smells blood in the water. Moira, ever the fighter, stands firm. Through gritted teeth, she tells Joe in no uncertain terms that her home is not for sale. But you can feel her desperation simmering just beneath the surface. This isn't about business, it's personal. It's a battle of wills, of old-school grit versus new-world greed. Frustrated by her defiance, Joe reveals to his lover, Don Fletcher, that he has a devious plan up his sleeve to force Moira's hand. And as his sinister words hang in the air, back at the farm, the nightmare begins. It starts as just another day, the deceptive calm of rural life. As Natalie J. Robb, the brilliant actress who brings Moira to life, explains, Moira's working and Kyle and Isaac are playing football outside. An innocent, idyllic scene that is about to be violently shattered. Kyle hears something in the barn, Natalie continues, setting the scene with chilling simplicity. So goes in and sees two guys with balaclavas on. It's quite frightening. Can you even imagine the terror for that little boy? In the shadowy confines of the barn, a place of work and play, he's confronted by faceless, menacing intruders. These aren't just thieves, they are a violation, a threat that cuts to the core of his safety. In a moment of pure, panicked instinct, Kyle grabs the first thing he sees, which is a pitchfork, and these lads start threatening him. He panics and accidentally stabs one of them in the leg with the pitchfork. Just then, Moira bursts in, shotgun in hand. The protector, the lioness. She scares the thugs off, but the damage is done. The immediate threat is gone, but the emotional shrapnel is everywhere. Her sons are shaken, their innocence stolen. For Moira, seeing her children's terror turns her fear into white-hot fury. And in her mind, there is only one person who could be behind such a cruel, targeted attack. Moira thinks Joe sent the guys to threaten her, and she reckons it's a step too far, shares Rob. This isn't just about scaring her off the land anymore. This is a direct threat against her babies. And for Kyle, the trauma is doubled. Kyle is traumatized because of what happened with him shooting Al in the barn. It brings it all up. The ghosts of the past have been violently reawakened. For Moira, the line has been crossed. So she tells the police she thinks it was Joe. No one threatens her children. But her faith in justice is swiftly crushed. The police, led by a sheepish PC swirling, can't find enough evidence to link the break-in to the Tates. The investigation is dropped. For Moira, this is the ultimate betrayal. The system has failed her. She's alone, her family is terrorized, and the man she believes is responsible is walking free, smug, and untouched. The simmering rage now boils over into a torrent. If the law won't help her, she'll take matters into her own hands. Fueled by a potent cocktail of fear, injustice, and a mother's righteous anger, Moira marches up to Home Farm. This isn't a negotiation, it's a declaration of war. She's ready for a fight, ready to look her enemy in the eye and make him understand the hell he has unleashed. Moira accuses Joe of putting her children in danger. Rob reveals. It turns out, in a cruel twist of fate, that Joe had nothing to do with the break-in. But he can't resist a smug, goading comment. It's the final spark on the powder keg. He makes a comment that angers Moira and she goes for him. In a flash of uncontrolled fury, Moira lunges, aiming to wipe the smirk off Joe's face. But Lydia Dingle, ever the peacemaker, is working at Home Farm and tries to step between them. She tries to defuse the ticking time bomb, but instead she puts herself directly in the blast radius. As she steps in to stop Moira from delivering a Glasgow kiss, the unthinkable happens. Lydia jumps in front of Moira and gets accidentally punched in the ear. Natalie explains, the horror of the moment evident. It's quite horrific. The sound of the impact, the look of shock and pain on Lydia's face. It instantly shatters Moira's rage, replacing it with sickening regret. Moira is devastated she's done this to Lydia. This is bound to cause more trouble between the Dingles. And it does. The consequences are swift and severe. Moira, the victim, is now the aggressor, and she finds herself arrested for assault. The situation spirals, threatening to tear the Dingle family apart from the inside. Kane, ever protective of Moira, immediately goes into damage control mode. He corners his sister-in-law Lydia and applies his signature brand of intimidation, pressuring her not to press charges. But this isn't some rival family, this is Lydia. When her husband, Sam Dingle, hears that Kane has threatened his wife, on top of Moira already having physically harmed her, he is incandescent with rage. The sacred Dingle code of family first has been grotesquely twisted. The conflict erupts in the one place where all Dingle disputes eventually fester. The Woolpack, it's brother against brother, Kane versus Sam, in a tense, bitter showdown. Kane, doubling down, makes everything worse. He accuses Sam of siding with the Tates, of betraying his own blood. He issues a chilling ultimatum. Think long and hard about where your loyalties lie, or you're out of the family. The battle lines are drawn not between the Dingles and the Tates, but within the Dingle family itself. As Natalie says, Kane just makes the whole thing worse. Moira desperately tries to encourage him to eat humble pie and say sorry to Lydia and Sam so they can sort this out. Otherwise, this could become a family feud within the Dingles. Moira is now facing the loss of her farm, her freedom, and her family, all because she was pushed too far. Will she end up in prison? Can the fractured Dingle family ever be whole again? And has Joe Tate, without ever laying a hand on her, orchestrated her complete and utter downfall? The stage is set for a week of television that will leave you breathless. Don't you dare miss it.